There is a version of hatred that never raises its voice. It does not slam doors. It does not throw accusations. It smiles at your birthday dinner. It likes your photos. It sends you a good morning text. And the entire time, it is quietly hoping you fail. This is the kind of enemy nobody warns you about, because this enemy does not look like an enemy. It looks like a friend. It looks like family. It looks like someone who claims to love you. And by the time you understand what they actually are, they have already spent years inside your life, learning exactly where to press. Psychologists have a name for this pattern. It is called malignant envy, and it is different from ordinary jealousy in one critical way. Ordinary jealousy wants what you have. Malignant envy does not want what you have. It wants you to not have it. There is no version of that emotion that ends in them being happy for you. There is only a slow, patient calculation of how to bring you back down to a level where they feel comfortable again. And the terrifying part is this. The people most capable of this kind of envy are usually the ones closest to you, because proximity is what gives them the information they need to hurt you effectively. Think about that for a second. A stranger cannot destroy your confidence. A stranger does not know your insecurities. But someone who has known you for years, someone who has sat across from you at dinner, someone who has hugged you after a hard day, they know exactly which words will cut the deepest. They know your fears because you told them in a moment when you thought you were safe. That is the cruelty of it. You handed them the weapon yourself, back when you believed they were on your side. Here is how it usually begins. You get good news, maybe a promotion, maybe a relationship, maybe something you worked years for finally comes together. And instead of celebration, you notice something strange in their reaction. A pause that lasts half a second too long. A congratulations that sounds rehearsed instead of felt. A quick redirection of the conversation to themselves, or worse, to a flaw in your success that somehow needs to be pointed out immediately. You brush it off the first time. You tell yourself you are imagining it. But your nervous system noticed before your conscious mind did, because the human brain is wired to detect threat long before it can explain the threat in words. This is not paranoia. This is pattern recognition, and it is one of the oldest survival mechanisms you have. For most of human history, your greatest danger was not a wild animal. It was another person within your own tribe who wanted your position, your resources, or your status. Evolution built you to feel the temperature shift in a relationship before you could articulate why. So when something in your gut says this person's smile does not match their eyes, that signal deserves your attention, not your dismissal. Let's talk about the specific behaviors, because malignant envy has a signature, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The first sign is the backhanded compliment. It sounds like praise, but it leaves a bruise. I'm so proud of you. I didn't think you had it in you. That must be so nice. I guess some people just get lucky. Wow, you actually pulled it off. Every sentence technically compliments you while quietly reminding you that your success was unexpected, undeserved, or accidental. This is envy wearing the mask of support, and its purpose is to plant a seed of doubt exactly where your confidence should be growing. The second sign is selective memory. This person will remember every mistake you have ever made with perfect clarity, yet somehow forget every good thing you have done for them. When you succeed, there is silence. When you struggle, they are strangely present, almost eager to remind you of it later. Because your struggle is comfortable for them. Your struggle keeps the gap between you closed. Your success widens it, and that gap is the thing they cannot tolerate. The third sign is the subtle sabotage. Not dramatic, not obvious, just small. Forgetting to pass along an important message. Giving you advice that sounds helpful but consistently steers you wrong. Introducing doubt right before you make an important decision. None of it is loud enough to accuse them of anything directly, and that is exactly the design. Malignant envy thrives in deniability. It needs to be small enough that you question your own perception before you question their intentions. The fourth sign is competitive comparison, even when no competition was invited. You mention something good happening in your life, and somehow, within the same conversation, they pivot it into a contest. You got a raise. They immediately mention someone they know who got a bigger one. You started working out. They immediately mention how they used to be in even better shape. It is exhausting because it turns every interaction into a silent scoreboard that only they are keeping. Now here is the part that most people miss, and it might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. The reason this hurts so deeply is not because a stranger is doing it. It is because someone you trusted is doing it, and trust is the exact vulnerability envy exploits. You lowered your guard for this person. You let them see your wins without armor, believing they would be happy for you the way you would be happy for them. And when that assumption breaks, it does not just damage the relationship. It damages your ability to trust the next person, too. This is how one envious person in your life can quietly poison your relationship with everyone who comes after them. So what do you do when you recognize this pattern in someone close to you? First, stop explaining your wins to them in detail. You do not owe anyone a full report of your life, especially not someone who has shown you, again and again, that your good news makes them uncomfortable. Share the outline. Keep the details for people who have actually earned the right to celebrate with you. Second, watch actions during your victories, not just your defeats. Anyone can show up when you are struggling, because your struggle costs them nothing. The real test of loyalty is how someone behaves the moment you win. Pay attention to who gets quiet, and pay attention to who gets loud with genuine joy. That is the divide that matters. Third, stop trying to earn their approval. This is the trap that keeps people stuck for years. You keep achieving more, hoping that eventually enough success will make them proud of you. It will not. Malignant envy does not run out because you succeeded harder. It runs out when you stop feeding it your attention. And fourth, protect your information the way you would protect anything valuable, because that is exactly what it is. Your goals, your timelines, your fears, your plans. These are not casual small talk. They are ammunition in the wrong hands. You are not obligated to disclose your next move to someone who has already shown you they root against you. Here is the final truth, and I want you to sit with this one. You cannot outperform envy. You cannot shrink yourself small enough to make someone comfortable, and you should not have to. The moment you understand that their discomfort with your success is their problem to solve, not yours to manage, something shifts. You stop asking, why don't they support me? And you start asking, why am I still handing my life story to someone who has never once been happy for me? The people who truly belong in your life will feel your wins in their own chest. They will not need to compete with you, compare themselves to you, or quietly wait for you to fail, because your success does not threaten their sense of self. That is the difference between love and envy wearing love's clothing. One wants to see you rise. The other only tolerates you at the exact height they are standing at. Watch closely. Listen closely. And the next time you feel that half-second pause after good news, trust it. Your instincts already know what your heart is still trying to deny.